Good morning, YouTube. This is Daveysalvage again with another show and tell video. So come along. First, before I show you all the goodies, I'm going to take you around the shop and show you what we got to look forward to in the next several weeks. So come over here and I'll show you the rest of the crates we've got to go through. This is a Gale 5240 that's probably going to get parted out. So don't pay no attention to that. So we got 6 more crates there, or pallets of stuff. There's a 1938 Buick in there. Don't know what's in those bottom crates. Just a couple chainsaws. There's only 2 or 3. And then we have 2.5 more crates over here. So next week we'll be doing this crate. Next Monday we'll empty this one. I don't really know what's in the bottom of this one. A couple gas engines. And I don't know what's in that one. This is mostly machine shop tools, vices, chucks, different things like that. So that's what we're going to be going through in the next several weeks. Come over here and we'll show you the crate again this morning. 10 more chainsaws. We'll go over these real quick. We got a couple, 3 Johnson Reds. There's a Home Light. 2 McCulloughs, some rinky-dink power light thing. These are all for parts. Another McCullough, Johnson Red, and I don't know whether this one's a Sash Domar or an old, I think that's a Sash Domar. No, it ain't. Oh, that's a Husqvarna. That's a Husqvarna 480 parts. Anyways, we'll get those all cleaned up. Now, on these chainsaws like this, we just clean them up, do a compression test, and see if they have spark. And then we sell them like that. We sell them pretty much all for parts. If they're locked up, then we just sell them as locked up. We got 8 skill saws. These are Rockwell Speedmatic. There's a Porter cable. There's a Rockwell model 508. Anyways, an old construction company had this stuff. This is a pump, hydraulic pump out of a combine, a couple rolls of flat belting. This roll of stuff here come from Dow years ago, Dow Chemical. It's some type of felt or fabric backing with like a tin foil cover on it. It probably had to do something with heat diffusion. A whole roll of it, and it's really thin. I bet there's over 300 feet on that roll. Don't know what that's for. Here we've got some stuff not too exciting, but a couple different styles of rake teeth for hay rake. These are all new old stock rake teeth. A couple cable pullers. These, you stick a piece of cable in there or a wire in there, and then you pull on that and they will not let go. These are Klein. Okay, enough of the boring stuff. We have here another early 1900s, late 1800s. I think they call these things a rheostat. This is a Westinghouse Electric Co. Doesn't give a date on that one. Lathe chuck. Carburetor. This is a ball and ball. Carter carburetor. Probably off of a Willys Jeep. Neat old barn door, hand forged barn door latch. You don't see those very often. Not of that era. Anyways, that's kind of cool. A face plate for a lathe. Some type of a brass marine products pump. Hook your motor up there. It's locked up. I'm guessing that's just going to be brass scrap, but anyways, brass pump. Now this here is kind of neat. I don't know if you can see it or not. Put your batteries in there. That's a battery box. And you probably hook that on your belt somewhere. And then you put this lamp. It's all falling apart. This was a miner's hat. Copper mine. Come from a copper mine up in the UP. Anyways, guy puts that on his head and got a headlamp. Isn't that something? Can you imagine working down in the dark all day, having that little firefly as the only thing you got for light? Been around a minute. The writing's all off of that case. I don't know who made it, but that's kind of a neat piece of history. Anyways, over here we got some training service manuals from John Deere. Says the John Deere line sales service. Tractor Service School, 1962, 1963. Might be some literature in there somebody could use. Another John Deere Service School textbook from 1966 to 1967. And then there's one more in there. What's this one? John Deere Agricultural Tractor Service School, 1968. And if you needed to go to school to learn how to run and drive a tractor in 1968, I don't know, did you go to John Deere? Let's see, it says, give the customer a full dollar value for each dollar he spends on service. Well, that sounds like just good ethics to me. Troublesome areas which often lead to having to do the job twice and means of reducing repeat work. Head gasket failure, liner height, cleaning of head and block. So if you rebuild the motor, make sure you clean it up good, I guess. Anyways, enough of that. Couple Rockwell skill saw, or I mean reciprocating saws. We call them
Sawzalls?
Sawzalls, yeah. And that's, whoops, that there. So years ago, when you had a really big chainsaw with a big long bar on it, you'd have one man, the engine down there, and one man out here on the other end of that bar. This is called the helper handle. That's the helper handle off a McCulloch chainsaw. 3-spool hydraulic valve, nothing too fancy. This is a big, humongous bunghole cap. Morrison Bros. Debut, Iowa. I don't know what that's off of. Clinton gas engine. Let's see what we got here. Somebody like duct tape for their air cleaner. It just says Clinton. Looking for the model. Yeah, we'll find that later. It's a Delta saw or router joiner shaper fence of some kind. Maybe that went to your table saw. I don't know what that went for. That's a tiny little baby drill chuck, number 20N, capacity 3/8 to 1 inch. That's a big chuck. That unique apparatus in the end comes out, so it'll fit most drills. This here is a gadget. I believe this was a sterilization piece from a dentist. I don't know, did you sterilize false teeth? It says Prometheus. Prometheus? I don't know how you say that. I never even went to school. Prometheus Electric Corp. I don't know. Interesting. In the mood for a salad? Well, if you was, you could hook up your little mixer to that thing right there. Put your veggies in there and chop, chop, chop. There you go. Power unit. Hamilton Beach. Got 2 of those things with 1 extra dicer slicer thing. Those are kind of cool. Couldn't tell you what this apparatus is. It says 7195-W. And it looks like it's got a socket, 12-pointed socket with a star drive or Allen wrench insert thingy in there. Don't know what that did. some type of tool. I imagine if I get that cleaned off, I'll have some name on it somewhere. Be able to look it up. Nothing fancy here, just a grinder arbor champion number 3. Champion number 3 grinder arbor. Blacksmith vise. Cole Tool Manufacturing Company, Chicago, Illinois. Blower off of a forge, blacksmith forge that bolted on the bottom of your table. Your belt went over here somewhere. Got turned around in there, but anyways, blower motor. What have we here? There's another roll of flat belting. Some more of that on the floor. This says Firestone socket and wrench set. And look at there. There's Firestone tools in there. Firestone extension. Wonder if that's a complete set. I doubt it. I doubt it. Not looking bad though. That's a off-brand. Some bolts and nuts in there. But we do have the Firestone ratchet, the Firestone tool there, and the Firestone breaker bar. Not very often you see a set of Firestone tools. Kind of cool. Still has the emblem on the inside. Don't see a date. Well, there's a note. Hi, look at there. This says new idea. $1993. Well, that ain't that old. I remember 1993. Huh. Interesting. Hey, look here. These are old. Some headlight lenses. A matched set of flex beam headlamps. Headlamps. Detroit, Michigan. CM Hall Lamp Company. Biggins. And then, be careful with them. This says the light of the road. Flintex. What do we got inside of it? We have one in there? Ooh, we do. These are flat, kind of wavy on the front there. See what else we got in there. Oh no, they're not a match set, but there's 2 of them. They're both different. That looks like Model, yeah, that is Model T Ford right there. Model A Ford. Ford H. Ford H. And this one just says Flintex. Jeanette Glasgow, Jeanette, PA. Well, there you go. Couple old lights, lenses, 2 flat belt pulleys. These are kind of cool. General Motors approved. Some GM, new old stock, chrome bumper doodads for an old car or something. Get them opened up, I might find a name that'll tell me what car they fit. Because I don't think the box says on it what they come off of. Ah, there it is. Rear bumper guard unit, Chevelle. There you go. There's part number and all. So if you need a new set of those, a little dusty. Pump, vacuum pump, air pump. Not a vacuum pump like a milker, but I think this is a vacuum pump like a sweeper. The engine is unique. It's blower gasoline engine. So here we got a pump again, property of U.S. government, Sprague engine sales, home light engine model 30 by 30X-12. 30 cubic feet per minute, type A1. So that's some type of vacuum pump, I think. I think that's what that's for. Unfortunately, gas tank was broken off or robbed off. Here's a bunch of new old stock parts for those Rockwell skill saws. Ace Hardware. You can go to Ace Hardware and buy new parts to rebuild. You know, years ago they used to rebuild a skill saw instead of throw it out and get another one. Let's see. Got a couple old hubcaps. One of them has seen better days. Looks like it got ran over by a bulldozer. 4 plowshares, different kinds. There's an International. There's an Oliver. I don't know what that was. Anyways, 4 plowshares. This was a footrest to an old wood stove. Round oak wood stove footrest. There's your RO. Oak leaves. Kind of cool. A couple cultivator pieces for an old Planet Junior or something. This says American Shoe Machinery Tool Company shoe stitcher. It's a timer of some type or voltage. Another rheostat. Yeah, probably a rheostat. Big old cast iron chunk. I don't know what that's for. Be great for a maybe somebody's steampunk lamp. Instrument cluster. We got oil pressure, amps, and water temperature. Here is a plumb bob. Did y'all know out there in the YouTube world that they used to film plumb bobs like this with mercury? Now this is not a mercury plumb bob, but they used to bore out the inside and stick mercury in there. And so when the plumb bob swung like this, a non-mercury plumb bob would swing for a long time. But a plumb bob with mercury in it, when the plumb bob's going this way, the mercury's going that way. So it'd go and find center real fast. Very unique. They don't do that anymore because the government scared everybody about mercury. So anyway, looks like we have another plate to a sausage stuffer. That's probably what that is, a sausage stuffer plate. And some manure tines for manure bucket, a couple top links for the tractor. And then I think this is the coolest piece. This looks to me to be a new old stock standard garden seeder. Chain don't look like it's ever been used. Found it in an old rotten box, cardboard box. But the front half of it is missing. So that went on there. And your other part with your handles and your front wheel went up there. And then there was a couple extra pieces with it. Plow shovel, cultivator, row marker. I don't know what that is. Is that a row marker? Oh, that's the row marker. And that one on there like that. Anyway, interesting standard garden seeder. Still got the pinstriping flower on the back of the can there. I don't think that's ever been used. Too bad the rest of it didn't come with it. Okay, so at the end of another show and tell video. All the stuff we're gonna get cleaned up this week and try to get sold on eBay. Thanks for joining us, and if you have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down there in the comment section. And if you wouldn't mind, how about hitting the like button for us? Have a good one.